Alright, guys, I've decided I'm also gonna go live on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. How's it going, Fernando? Fernando Abreu. Alright, guys, this is mind blowing. Okay, if you're just coming in, we literally have pulled cards, and I'm so excited to share with you guys because the first card that was pulled today is June 26th. 26 is an 8 vibration day, so it's 8 vibration because 2 plus 6 is 8. And the very first card that I pulled is literally here. It's a queer looking party, the number 8, right? Second card was a number 1, seeing the white rabbit. And then the third card was the number 26, jury box. 2 plus 6 is 8, okay? Don't mind my little oil here on my forehead, anointing oil. And then the last card that we pulled was the number 36. This is really awesome because literally today is an 8 vibration day, and then we pulled 8 is the first card, 26 is the last card, both 8. And then what's wild is that not that is the third card is 26, okay? But the fact that we pulled the number 1 card and the number 36, so the number 1 card and the number 36, that's the first and last card of the deck, okay? So that's very significant here. And then now I'm gonna pull the cards from the tarot decks. The first one, I believe this is the 10 of Wands, but I may be mistaken. But this is the first card that we pulled, 10 of Wands. And then this one wanted to have 2 cards pulled, and they're both in the reverse. So we have the Hermit and the King of Wands. These two, for some reason, wanted to come together. So the Hermit and the King of Wands, they wanted to come together, and they're both in the reversed. And then the third card is the Six of Swords, I believe. Yep, definitely Six of Swords. And then what we have underneath it all, it's so interesting that this card really wanted to show up. When I first pulled this thing out, and so that's the Nine of Swords. So we got the Six of Swords and the Nine of Swords. It's really interesting because when I was shuffling the cards, like I kept on seeing that one. And usually a lot of times as I'm shuffling, if I keep seeing a card, it usually means like that card is gonna want to show up, you know. So there it goes, it showed up. So now we can read about them. Boom, boom, boom. So number 1, well, we're gonna read the 8, the queer parties. This is from the Alice in Wonderland deck. So in the story, coming out from her own ocean of tears, Alice met a motley group of animals who were trying to dry off, just like she was. Among them, the dodo recommended they should all do a caucus race, which consisted of running in circles without anyone winning or losing. However absurd the race may have sounded, they indeed found themselves dry in the end. Meaning, sometimes the best solution to a problem is not the most logical, nor the one you were taught to address this kind of situation. Originality, or better yet, eccentricity, could prove to be very useful now. Do not dismiss too quickly what may seem wacky at first glance. Keep an open mind and put the proposal to the test before rejecting it, even if it looks crazy at first glance. Key question. The plan may look weird and unusual, but are you willing to give it a try just to see how it goes? And I honor this. I honor this 100% because what I do now to like really to be a step above everyone else and to just be connected to the universe, people are gonna look at me and think I'm weird. They do. Some people, like when I walk through the city, they stare at me. You know, I get a lot of hate. Can you grab the cam for? Can you grab the cam for Lamar Jackson's edit? What does that mean? Can I grab the cam for a Lamar Jackson edit? Like, grab the camera for real though, like this. What is a Lamar Jackson's edit? I've been going live on YouTube in a minute, but I'm live on YouTube as well, y'all. But yeah, don't worry about looking weird. Don't worry about looking goofy. Some of the best things you can do for your health, you will look goofy, and that's okay. Do you want to be like a robot like everybody else? Do you want to just be like, if you look at people are very robotic. Why do you think people are dealing with like arthritis and like stiff back, stiff legs, stiff hips? Everyone is just like robotic doing the same repetitive movements. No one is going you know, no one's going crazy. You look at little kids, they be running around in circles and doing all this stuff, but adults, they have to be so serious. I really want to get a shirt, I'm gonna put like why so serious on it, but I'm gonna spell it Sirius because I love to bring us back to the stars. Okay. Put your hand on the camera like that. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't get it. Um, but I'm gonna read the second card, which is the number one. This is the seeing the white rabbit. All my hands. Is this some palmistry type of stuff? Alright, so seeing the white rabbit. In the story, on a beautiful afternoon, young Alice was sitting in a grassy clearing next to her sister, reading some imageless book. She felt quite bored. Suddenly, coming out of nowhere, a little white rabbit appeared wearing a vest and carrying a pocket watch. Most intrigued, Alice decided to follow him at once. This was the beginning of an amazing adventure. Meaning, no battle or storm in sight, just a strong feeling of boredom. But it is usually when you are stuck in some gray routine and least expecting something to happen that adventure is most likely to find you. The most important thing now is to know how you will respond to this unpredictable call of fate that will certainly mark our before and after in your life. Key question: are you willing to follow the white rabbit, accepting the journey that lies before you? And this is a powerful one. Okay, so what this makes me think of is like serendipity. Damn, I'm forgetting the term, but essentially, if you want good things to happen, you have to be ready for them. Okay, so while things may be boring right now, nothing much is going on. Just know how's it going, Janie? Welcome to the live. Um, just because nothing is going on, just you still have to be ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So when that opportunity comes, you have to take it. That's what the number one energy is about. It's about action. Now the number 26, the jury box. I'm already familiar with how this one is about because in order to do this, especially in order to do this one, the queer looking party, in order to just like to do what you need to do to like have fun, to come up with the better solutions. One hand and just put it on it for an edit. One hand and just put. Is this what you want? One hand and put it on it. So the jury box. In court, during the Knave of Hearts trial, Alice noticed that the jury consisted of 12 picturesque creatures. It's not a coincidence why it's 12 creatures, just like the same way that Jesus had 12 disciples. Of course, just like everyone else in Wonderland, they all turned out to be half crazy and half stupid, which gave little hope of their ability to judge the knave wisely. You are being judged, and this puts you in a very vulnerable position. Yet there is something that you must never forget. How people see you says more about them than it does about you. Judgments are projections and interpretations. They are not the truth. Right now, there is no need for you to worry about someone else's opinion. Leave it for what it is and move on with your life. How much do you care about what people think of you and the way they may judge what you do or say? Again, you will not be able to really tap into this energy. You won't be able to tap into this energy to the queer looking party if you're not tapped into this, okay? Um yeah, there's a lot of projection out there. People are scared. People are scared. And if being your authentic self is one of the most scariest things that you can do in this life, but we need it. Especially in the age of AI, being your authentic self is crucial. Like the spice, the energy, what you bring to the world is unique to you, and the world needs it. Now we're gonna finish off with the Queen Alice, which is the number 36, and it's nice too because Alice, this one is number 36, it's 9, so it's got 1 and then 9. 1 plus 9 is 10, it's 1 through 9, so it's completion. And it also too, we talked about the crown. We talked about the crown earlier too. And what do you see here? She's putting on her crown, okay? And there's no gender in here, so you can it can be king, queen, either. But Queen Alice. When entering the chess game at the beginning of Carol's second novel, Alice seemed quite unsure of herself and showed a great lack of confidence. However, by the end of the book, she found herself wearing a crown and became Queen Alice. As she exerted her power as a monarch, she grew more and more confident. which proved that her initiatory journey into Wonderland had taken her through a deep inner transformation. Meaning, shouldn't you feel proud of yourself? Look what you have accomplished. It wasn't a piece of cake, and you have shown a great deal of courage and perseverance. You truly deserve a crown. An intense metamorphosis has occurred. You are no longer the person you were yesterday, and you are now becoming the person you will be tomorrow. But your adventures are not over yet. So get on for the next ride. As long as you keep a loving, open heart, you will continue to learn and grow for the better. Key question: do you feel like the queen or king of your own destiny? Okay, so this is powerful. I hope that you guys are taking this in. This told you a whole story here. You know, a queer looking party. To get to where you're going to, you're gonna need to look weird. You might look stupid. You might be made fun of. Trust me, it's happened. People that have been on my live have literally seen me get hated on while I'm on live. You know, and I share what I get told on social media. Like, I'm not as 1111 as the timer says, but I'm not hiding. I'm not masking nothing. Like, my life is not the easiest, but doesn't mean I'm gonna be sad about it. People are not the kindest to me, doesn't mean I'm gonna keep crying about it. I may cry, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you. I may cry. I'm gonna let it up because I'm not gonna hold on to that energy and have it turn into disease and poison. But I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna express my emotions because I'm a human being. I'm a spirit having a human experience. So as a spirit having a human experience, these human emotions need to be experienced. They need to work through the body. But I will keep on going, and I will always put on my crown. And I encourage you to do the same. So now we're moving on to the Cat Tarot. I believe this is a Nine of Wands. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, Nine of Wands. So no matter how worn down you may already feel, it might be time for you to guard your own territory carefully. It's upright, so you're safe. You have a nice sturdy wall of protection around you. That said, it's not time for complacency. It's time for courage, persistence, and great strength. You're close to having everything you want, but remain on the lookout, okay? Like I said, things may seem a little bit boring. I believe that's what this one is also talking about. Things might seem a little bit boring, like there's nothing happening right now, but trust, be ready, okay? No time for complacency. Like I tell you, like these cards, they always tell the story. Even though I'm going from two different decks, this relates to this, okay? And now we have the Hermit. It's so funny. I legit said I brought up the Hermit earlier, and that's the number 9. Huh? Isn't that funny? Number 9 here. If you look at the direction this goes in order, is the 36, which is number 9, right? It's 36, number 9, and then we have number 9 of Wands. And then we have number 9, the Hermit. So that's 999, y'all. If you're paying attention. So indoor kitties needn't be any less worldly than wild ones. So the Hermit card reminds us not to be scaredy cats. The world needs your wisdom. Come out of your cave and share it. And if you guys are paying attention, I mentioned this earlier. I literally said this before I pulled the cards. I'm like, yo, I feel like I've been isolated. I feel like I've been by myself a lot. But the animals that have been coming to me have been telling me, hey, go out to the world. Hey, build community. Hey, find people. Build your tribe. Find your henchmen, you know? And that's what the card is saying here. And then the King of Wands is next. So the King of Wands says, the King of Wands is everything a leader should be. Strong, powerful, ambitious, and experienced. It says decisive is one thing, impulsive and hasty is another. That kind of weakness comes across as ineffective and makes for a poor role model. The kitten will only be king once he has matured and worked to become dependable and trustworthy. Again, impulsive and hasty is another. Decisive is one thing, impulsive and hasty is another. And I'm not sure, I don't know about you, but a lot of the people I run into in life that are leaders, you know, a lot of times they can be very impulsive and hasty. They can be very downright rude and mean. But that's the new energy that we're working with. It doesn't run that way, okay? That time is over, you know. we're in the gentle parenting age, like to point, like a lot of us are having to reparent ourselves, and in order to do that, we cannot do it the same way that it happened to us. I mentioned on my live earlier, how when I was a young kid, like literally, I got sent to school and my teachers were beating my ass. Like my teachers would beat me. Luckily, I'm very smart, so my I didn't get beat as much as other kids. Because if you didn't know the answers, if you didn't know if you failed, that's when you would get beat. So I was very smart, so I didn't get beat a lot. But there was one time, I let someone cheat on my test, right? And what did the teacher do? The teacher had both of us come up to the front. He literally took my hand, he went like this to it, like bent it so that my bones are showing, right? He bent my hands like this, and he hit me like 70 something times, like straight on the bone, okay? Over and over and over. But at that point, from being beat by my parents and being beat by freaking strangers, I had numbed myself. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna let these people make me cry. But then I had to go through the journey of unnumbing myself, of reconnecting with my emotions and reconnecting with my tears. And I pray that no one has to go through that, and we shouldn't have to go through that. Why are we sending our kids to school to get beat? Why are we sending our kids to school and then they could have a school shooting? So it's different now, but like kids should not be experiencing school shootings. So we are here to change that. And then next up we have the Six of Swords. So you're feeling a little low, but you'll soon be moving on from a rough situation, or trying to at least. Your past transgressions are behind you. Even if the damage you've done is still glaringly apparent, everyone can see those tears you've made with your. It's so funny. I love how this goes. We're just talking about tears, and the next card I read brings up the tears. So it says, everyone can see those tears you've made with your claws. Whatever your next phase, know that it offers you some opportunity to calm down. It's a bit of a stretch, but if you just go with the flow, something more positive awaits, okay? I'm loving this. I'm really appreciating. I'm going to read that again, okay? It says, your past transgressions are behind you, even if the damage you've done is still glaringly apparent. Everyone can see those tears you made with your claws. Whatever the next phase, know that it offers you some opportunity to calm down. It is a bit of a stretch, but if you just go with the flow, something more positive awaits. And then next up, we're doing the swords again. This is the Nine of Swords. Wish I can. Actually, I read the wrong one. I read the wrong one. Don't mind me. The Six of Swords was not in there. It's actually the Six of. I thought that was Six of Swords, but then. Is that? That can't be Wands, could it? Oh, and it must be Six of Pentacles. Okay, that's actually the Six of Pentacles. My bad. I thought because she had her claws out, this was the swords, but it's actually the Six of Pentacles. So let's read that. So Six of Pentacles says, you have an abundance. Don't forget that it's thanks to generosity and aid from others. Again, back to the community. And literally, we're not able to do this by ourselves. So that is one full belly you have there. If you've been blessed with more trees than others, perhaps it's time to share which has been so freely given. Perhaps it's time to share what has so freely been given to you. Generosity begets generosity, so pay it forward with gifts from outside, nuzzles and headbutts. Again, we're literally talking a lot about community here. Like as I mentioned earlier today, I was definitely been on my hermit mode. I've been on my hermit mode. I have been. I've been on my own and doing my things. And I've been going through some things, as some of y'all can see, a lot of hate to where like it kind of makes me doubt what I have to share. But I know what I have to share is very powerful. And that's what I'm being reminded here. You're being reminded of the same, because this is a collective reading. So I'm hoping that you're getting the same message. Like, I want you to go out there too. Like, I want you to spread your truth. Especially if you're doing it to bring the world together. Spread your truth. We need more of that. Right now, a lot of the algorithms focus on like content that divides us, but we need content that brings us together. Okay, so again, this is telling a whole story, and then we're gonna finish it off with the Nine of Swords. So abundance is your birthright. And then another nine, so that's nine, 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 nine. So four nines. I wonder if today's a nine vibration day. So today is 6/28/2025. So 6 plus 8 is 14, which is 5. Today's a 5 vibration day, actually. Um, so Nine of Swords. A dark cloud is looming, serving as a warning of things to come. That's so funny. I saw WRN on the car yesterday too. When I see that, that means warning for me. It is upright. It says depression, fear, anxiety, grief, sadness. No wonder your claws are out and you're clinging on for dear life. You're overwhelmed with a sense of dread and it may feel like you're barely hanging on. Just know that your perspective might be skewed by mental exhaustion. Things are tough, but they may not be as bad as you think. There is a light at the end of the proverbial tunnel. So this is a great message to end it with, guys. Again, we are in the world right now. There's a lot of crazy things going on. Um, and the way that these social media platforms are built, they're built to rise fear out of us. You know, they're built to mess with us. Even the news built to mess with us. A lot of us might not watch the news, but on our social media, that's where we're getting the news from. So it's bombarded with things that are very harmful. Okay, so it can paint a very dark picture of the world. What the famous saying nowadays: touch grass, go outside. You know, social media is not real, especially now that there's more AI chatbots showing up and they're arguing with you. So you might be arguing with somebody online, they might not even be real. And even if they are real, are you getting paid to argue with people? No, you're not getting paid to argue with people. So go out into the world and say hi to people. Go talk to some animals. Go hug some trees. Okay. Um, Talk to the universe, ask the universe for the truth of what is actually going on, and not the truth that these people are trying to paint upon us, to where they're burning libraries, they're burning books, you know, they're getting rid of education. They think that they can keep us from the truth of who that we are, but in truth, it's in our DNA, it's in our blood, it's in the ethers. If you know about NERD, nobody ever really dies. Okay, so energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transferred. So as you can see, I'm gonna give you guys, I'm gonna do a little shorter video, kind of going through the cards. But I'm so thankful for you guys being here on this 8 vibration day. We started off with the number 8, and then we pulled the number 8 twice, the number 8 and the number 26. We pulled both of these cards today, and then we pulled the number 1 and the number 36, which is the first and the last card of this deck, which is so powerful. Has me thinking like palindromes, going back to swords, but also just completion of the journey. And then after pulling the 36, which was a 9, we literally had 3 nines in a row, because the 36 was 9, and then we had the 9 of wands, and then we had the 9, the hermit card. And everything that came up is things that I talked about even before I pulled the deck. So we talked about being the hermit, and it was in the reverse, which means that like it's time to come out and share your truth. It's time to come out and share what you know, because the world is waiting for your knowledge. And then we talked about abundance. There's abundance waiting for us, okay? There's abundance waiting for us, but we really just have to go out there, and we have to go with the flow. We have to go with the flow. I know it sounds crazy, we have to go with the flow. And again, our claws are out because, again, if you guys were in my live yesterday, I got harassed. And I keep getting harassed, which can paint a negative picture of my reality, because that harassment comes to the forefront. But Spirit is reminding me like that is not the truth, okay? That is not the whole truth. So that's why I need to go outside and meditate, go into nature, actually talk to some people and get the truth. Maybe hit up some friends and actually get the actual truth, not what a hater wants to push onto me. And then talking about haters pushing onto you, the jury box. The jury box talks about people and their judgments. So people project things on us, okay? So people, how they judge, when they judge you, it says more about them than it says about you. Again, I'm so thankful for this message here. So we have like We have a lot of eights, we have a lot of nines, so a lot of completion. Eight is the number of abundance. Eight is also the number of karma because when you take eight and you put it on its side, it's the infinity symbol. So what goes around comes around. So be mindful about that. So when you go out into the world today, put out some good energy so that good energy can come back to you. Okay. Um, yeah. So I'm so grateful for you guys to be here, and yeah, I'm about to head out. I'm gonna see if I missed any comments. See you guys on the next one. I'm saying bye to YouTube.